Life is like a road trip with good and bad moments, tough times and victories. We always fight between our strong and weak sides. We want to live with meaning and toughness, but sometimes our habits stop us from being our best. On this changing trip, we'll look at 8 habits that make you less strong and find out how to beat them with Stoicism ideas. Stoicism, a very old idea from Greece, started by Zeno around 300 BC, gives us smart advice for today's complicated life. It tells us to pay attention to what we can change, grow good qualities like being wise, brave, self-controlled, and to handle life's sure-to-happen tough times well and with toughness. As we look at these 8 habits, remember that knowing yourself is the first step to change. When we see and accept these habits in us, we can start to switch them with Stoic ideas that help us live stronger, with a clear goal and inner calm. First bad habit: delaying things. Epictetus said to spend time with people who make you better. Delaying tasks and responsibilities is a common bad habit. It makes us weaker, slows our progress, and takes away time we could use to grow and do important things. The old solution to this is carpe diem, which means to make the most of today. In Stoicism, it's important to focus on now and use it well. Delaying things often comes from being scared about what's coming or not liking the task. To beat this habit, we need to think like Stoics and remember that the present is the only time we can really control. Epictetus, a wise Stoic, told us to care about what we can control and not worry about what we can't. We often delay things because we're too focused on what might happen or how hard something is, instead of just doing it. If we focus on doing the work rather than the end result, like the Stoics say, we can stop delaying work. Start with small, easy goals and work on them regularly. Accept that being uncomfortable and unsure right now is okay. It's during these tough times that we get stronger and ready for bigger things. Remember, time is limited, and every day you wait is a day you can't get back. Second habit to change: talking down to yourself. Marcus Aurelius said, "Our lives are shaped by our thoughts." How we talk to ourselves really affects our self-worth, how confident we feel, and our happiness. Speaking negatively to ourselves is a bad habit that makes us weaker by breaking down our belief in ourselves and stopping us from reaching our best. Stoicism tells us to take charge of our thoughts and replace bad thoughts with reason and kindness to ourselves. Marcus Aurelius, a famous Stoic and Roman leader, stressed the need to watch how we talk to ourselves. He believed that our view of the world is formed by our thoughts, so we should try to keep a positive and logical way of thinking. To fight negative self-talk, start by just watching your thoughts and not judging them. Notice when you start criticizing or doubting yourself and question these thoughts with logic. Think about if these thoughts are really true or just come from fear and insecurity. Stoicism teaches us to be kind to ourselves, treating ourselves as we would treat a friend in the same situation. Instead of getting upset at yourself for mistakes or things you think are bad, think about what you can learn from them and how you can get better. As you replace negative thoughts with Stoic ideas of logic and kindness to yourself, you'll find a strength and toughness inside that helps you handle life's challenges with confidence and calm. Third habit to change: running from challenges. To get better, be okay with others thinking you're silly or don't know much. Staying away from hard things and sticking to what's comfortable is a habit that stops you from growing and reaching your best. It keeps you from learning how to be patient, brave, and good at handling new things. Stoicism tells us to see tough times and discomfort as chances to get better. Epictetus thought that we grow and get better at controlling ourselves, mostly by facing challenges and going beyond what we're used to. It's important to face this habit of avoiding hard things to grow and improve. Stoics think that by choosing to deal with tough situations, we learn patience, become better people, and understand more about ourselves and the world. In today's world, people often look for easy ways and stay away from anything tough. We usually pick the simplest option, like things that are convenient and give us quick happiness. This might make us feel better for a while, but it can stop our progress in the long run and keep us from being our best. By not taking on challenges, we lose chances to grow and learn more about ourselves. Stoicism tells us that real strength comes from facing hard situations calmly and directly. It's in these tough times that we learn important things, become more patient, and develop qualities like bravery, determination, and the ability to keep going. When we always go for what's easy and stay away from tough tasks, we don't grow as much as we could, both personally and in our thinking. We get stuck and don't reach our full ability. Stoics tell us to leave our comfort zone and try things that are hard for us. By doing this, we not only get better at different things, but also feel more confident and happy with ourselves. Also, if we keep avoiding hard things, we might start to be scared of failing. When we always pick the safe choice and don't take risks, we lose chances to learn from our mistakes and get stronger. Stoicism teaches us to see failing as a normal thing in life and as something we can learn from. If we face failure with a Stoic way of thinking, we can learn from our mistakes and use that knowledge to improve. It's important to remember that looking for tough situations doesn't mean we should make ourselves suffer for no reason. Stoicism doesn't say we should hurt ourselves on purpose. Rather, it tells us to meet challenges with a calm and clear mind. It's about seeing things differently and realizing that discomfort is a normal part of life that helps us grow and get better. By choosing to face challenges and discomfort, we get better at controlling ourselves. We learn to depend on our own values and strength, not just what happens around us. Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, what we do, and how we react to hard times. We start relying less on outside things for our happiness and success. Using Stoic ideas in our lives can make a big difference. It helps us face life with a clear goal and patience. We get better at handling hard times, mistakes, and surprises. Instead of feeling swamped by challenges, we start to see them as chances to grow and get better. To keep a Stoic way of thinking, it's important to be open to new ideas and willing to question what we currently think and do. By seeing that we often try to stay away from hard things and choosing instead to face challenges, as Stoicism teaches, we can create a strong and adaptable mindset aimed at making ourselves better. So, accept tough situations and start on a path to learn more about yourself and improve. Fourth habit to change: being too focused on stuff. The fourth habit is getting too attached to buying and owning things. Stoicism teaches us to care more about good values and our inner qualities than things we can buy. But when we care too much about owning stuff, we might forget what's really important and struggle to be truly happy. In our world today, where buying things is a big deal, it's easy to think having lots of things will make us happy. Yet, Stoicism reminds us that things we buy don't last forever and are not really under our control. They can be taken away or broken. Depending on them for happiness means we might often feel let down and unsatisfied. If we tie how we feel about ourselves and our joy to owning things, we end up always wanting more. We might get caught up in trying to get more money always looking for the next big thing or the newest tech toy. This never-ending want can make us forever unhappy because there's always something else to want, or someone who has more than we do. Seneca, a well-known Stoic thinker, highlighted how important it is to tell the difference between what we want and what we really need. Wanting too many things comes from always desiring more and wrongly thinking that owning stuff will make us happy forever. Stoicism advises us to think again about what we want and choose those that match our values and are good for our well-being. To beat the habit of wanting too much stuff, begin by being happy with what you have. Understand that chasing after things to buy usually ends up in wanting more and not being satisfied. Instead, pay attention to growing good qualities like being wise, brave, and kind. These are what really make us satisfied. Stoicism tells us to care less about stuff we own and more about growing good qualities inside us. Things like being wise, brave, calm, and fair are in our power and can make us truly happy. By valuing these virtues and working on them, we can find deep meaning and joy in life. Also, caring too much about having things can make us feel unsure and worried. We might always be scared of losing our stuff or feel jealous of others who have more. This worry and jealousy can stop us from living peacefully and happily. To beat this habit, Stoicism teaches us to not get too attached to things. This doesn't mean we have to give up everything we own. We should just have a good balance with our stuff. Understand that things we own are just helpful items that can make our lives and others' lives better, not the main thing that makes us happy or feel good about ourselves. A good way to learn not to be too attached is by being thankful. If we're grateful for what we have and pay attention to what's really important, we can feel more content and less focused on having lots of things. We can also try living simply by having fewer things and avoiding things that distract us for no good reason. When we stop being controlled by the need to have lots of things, we can live more like the Stoics suggest. We can work on being better people, create strong friendships, and help make society better. This change in how we think lets us find real happiness and live a life based on Stoic ideas. To sum it up, caring too much about owning a lot of things makes it hard to follow Stoic philosophy. It distracts us from working on our inner good qualities and finding real happiness. By understanding that things we own don't last forever and learning to not be too attached, we can break free from always wanting more. This lets us be happy in growing our virtues and living the Stoic way. Fifth habit to change: looking for approval from others. Wanting others to like us is a habit that doesn't go well with Stoic philosophy. Stoicism tells us to focus on being good inside, not on getting people to like us. Depending too much on what others think can make you rely on their opinions too much and hurt your ability to stand on your own. Nowadays, with social media being so popular, it's normal to seek approval from others. We often judge how good we feel about ourselves by how many likes, comments, and followers we get online. This constant search for others' approval can make our self-esteem weak, especially when it's based on what others think. Stoicism teaches us that real happiness and being content come from inside us. Stoic teachers stress how important it is to grow virtues like being wise, brave, fair, and in control of ourselves. These good qualities don't depend on what others think or if they like us. They are things we can work on and improve in ourselves, no matter what's happening around us. When we always look for others to like us, we lose our own strength. We start to get moved by what others think, and our feeling good about ourselves depends on their approval. This can lead us to keep trying to please others, which makes it hard to be truly content and at peace inside. To explain this habit, let's use an example. Suppose you wrote a blog post you're really happy with and worked hard on. Instead of being proud of what you did and enjoying the effort you put in, you quickly look for approval by seeing how many people viewed it, liked it, and commented. If you don't get as much feedback as you hoped, you start to feel let down and question if your work was any good. Relying on what others think can make you less confident and make your hard work seem less valuable. How can we stop this habit and get better at following Stoic ideas? First, we need to understand that looking for approval from others is temporary and something we can't really control. People's thoughts can shift, and trying to always please them is never-ending. Rather, we should work on growing our own good qualities and making sure our actions match Stoic teachings. Be aware of yourself and accept who you are. Pay attention to your thoughts and feelings when you're looking for others' approval. Think about why you want others to approve of you and if it really matches your own values and goals. Remember, your value comes from your own character and what you do, not what others think of you. Gain confidence in judging and deciding things on your own. Look for approval from yourself by checking if your actions follow good Stoic qualities. Focus on improving yourself instead of comparing yourself to others. Understand that your true happiness and satisfaction come from inside you, not from outside. Surround yourself with people who help and support your personal growth, not those who always criticize or make you feel bad about yourself. Get advice from people you trust who really care about you, but remember that their views shouldn't be the only thing that matters in your work. In short, always wanting approval from others doesn't fit well with Stoic thinking. By understanding that it's pointless to rely on others to judge ourselves, we can work on being better on the inside and being happy with who we are. Be aware of your thoughts and feelings and create a group of supportive friends. This way, you'll get better at following Stoic ideas and lead a more meaningful and good life. Sixth habit to change: not handling bad feelings well. Stoicism tells us to think clearly and not let our feelings control what we do. But when we give in to bad emotions like anger, jealousy, or fear, we can't stay calm or act in a good way. Let's look closer at how giving in to bad emotions affects our Stoic practice and overall happiness. Negative emotions tend to be stronger than clear thinking and make us judge things poorly. When we let anger take over, we often act without thinking and later wish we hadn't. Being jealous can make us feel angry and unkind, which hurts our relationships. Fear can stop us from taking needed risks or facing tough situations. These feelings don't just stop us from making good choices. They also slow down our growth in Stoic values, like being patient, kind, and in control of ourselves. Emotions are like ideas that come up based on how we see the world. Stoics think we can control how we see things and, as a result, our emotions. By being mindful and aware of ourselves, we can look at our thoughts and challenge the ones that lead to bad feelings. We can then create thoughts that match with logic and good behavior. A big idea in Stoicism is apatheia, which some people think means not caring about emotions. But it's not about ignoring feelings. It's about being strong emotionally and staying calm in tough times. Stoics know bad emotions happen and are normal, but they say we should handle them with logic, wisdom, and being in control of ourselves. How can we beat the habit of falling into negative emotions and improve our Stoic habits? Try these steps. 1. Practice being mindful. Being mindful helps us become more aware of our emotions as they come up. It means we can see our thoughts and feelings without getting lost in them. This gives us a chance to stop and think and choose a smarter response rather than just reacting quickly. 2. Think about your judgments. When you start to feel bad emotions, spend a little time checking what thoughts are causing them. Are these thoughts really true, or are they twisted by unfair thoughts or wrong beliefs? Questioning and changing these thoughts can help you see things differently and make the bad feelings less strong. 3. Make time for self-thinking. Often think about your thoughts, what you do, and what happens because of them. Get to know the usual things that start your bad emotions and think of different ways to react. Self-thinking helps you see where you can get better and create good ways to handle your emotions. 4. Aim for goodness, not payback. When you're angry or feeling unpleasant, remember the Stoic idea of choosing to be good instead of wanting revenge or holding on to bad feelings. Think about what could happen later if you act on these bad emotions and try to answer with kindness, trying to understand and forgiving. 5. Find calmness. Stoicism tells us to accept things we can't change and focus on what we can control. Learn to have a peaceful mind, understanding that things happening outside and what other people do are not in our control. By not trying to control everything, you can find peace inside and lessen the effect of bad emotions. By regularly using these methods, we can lessen the habit of giving in to bad emotions and get better at Stoicism. It's key to know that it takes time and effort. We might make mistakes, but each mistake is a chance to learn and improve. Stick to the Stoic values of being self-aware and keep trying as you work towards a life that's better and satisfying. In short, letting negative emotions control us goes against Stoic practices. By being mindful, thinking about your judgments, reflecting on yourself, choosing goodness over getting back at others, and finding calm, we can slowly make negative emotions less powerful in our lives. This helps us follow Stoic ideals of logical thinking, toughness, and peace inside, leading to a better and more satisfying life. 7th habit to work on: thinking too much about past errors. Getting stuck on what went wrong before can get in the way of Stoic thinking. Stoicism tells us to pay attention to now, accept what's already happened, and learn from our mistakes, not keep thinking about them all the time. But a lot of us get caught in feeling sorry, guilty, and blaming ourselves, which stops us from getting better and growing as people. If we keep thinking about past mistakes over and over, we make negative feelings stronger and feel stuck. This habit doesn't just stop us from being peaceful and happy, it also keeps us from fully living in the now and making good changes. A big part of Stoic thinking is knowing we can't change what's already happened. Epicurus, a well-known Stoic philosopher, said, "It's not what happens to us that scares us, but how we think about it." This means our thoughts and how we see things really shape how we feel about life. When we keep thinking about past errors, we get caught up in bad thoughts and feelings, which causes us more pain than needed. Stoicism, instead, tells us to accept what we did and what happened because of it, take charge of it, and focus on what we can do now to make ourselves and our situation better. To beat this habit, being kind to yourself and forgiving is important. We're all human, and making mistakes is just part of learning and getting better. Rather than blaming ourselves for what we did wrong in the past, we should learn to accept and understand ourselves. It helps to think about mistakes differently. See them not as failures, but as important lessons that help us grow. Every mistake is a chance to improve ourselves. With this way of thinking, we can stop worrying about past errors and focus on what's happening now. Another good way to stop thinking too much about past mistakes is using mindfulness. Mindfulness means paying attention to, right now, without judging it. By focusing on what's happening now, we can get out of the cycle of feeling sorry and really be part of what's going on today. Also, making a habit of being thankful can really help turn our thoughts away from old mistakes. By being grateful for the present and what we've learned from before, we start to look more at the good things in life and feel more satisfied. Finally, to stop thinking too much about past mistakes, we need to really try and stick to Stoic ideas. We should remember that it's up to us how we react to what's happened before, and focusing on our mistakes just stops us from having a good and meaningful life. By moving on from the past and being kind to ourselves, practicing mindfulness and being thankful, we can break away from this habit and start seeing things more like a Stoic. We can learn from our mistakes, grow as people, and focus on what's important, living in the now and aiming to be good people. So, work on letting go of past regrets and use Stoic teachings to lead a more valuable and good life. 8th habit to change: not caring about others. Stoicism talks about cosmopolitanism, which means we're all part of a big world community and should look out for everyone's well-being. If we don't pay attention to what others need and their troubles, we lose our ability to feel for others and our moral goodness, which stops us from growing ethically. Stoicism tells us we should try to live in a way that fits with nature and grow good qualities like being wise, fair, brave, and balanced. An important good quality in Stoicism is being kind and wishing well for others. If we don't care about other people's well-being, it goes against this idea and can make us feel separated from other people. If we don't care about how others are doing, we start to not notice their problems, what they need, and their pain. This lack of concern can show up in different ways, like not caring about people who are struggling or not helping when we can. By not paying attention to other people's needs, we lose the chance to be understanding and kind, which are important for becoming a better person. Stoicism tells us to treat everyone with respect, thoughtfulness, and understanding. By seeing how we are all connected, we can grow our empathy and behave in ways that help others. When we don't care about other people's well-being, we also lose the good things that come from being kind and good-hearted. Research shows that being kind is not just good for the person we help, but also makes us feel better. When we really try to make others' lives better, we feel happy, purposeful, and connected. But if we don't care about others, we become too focused on ourselves, which stops us from growing as people. Stoicism tells us that real happiness and satisfaction come from living a good life and making our actions match with logic and good morals. By not paying attention to others, we forget this important idea and get trapped in being selfish and only caring about ourselves. To beat this habit and get better at Stoicism, it's important to develop an understanding and kindness towards others. We can do this by trying to understand how other people see things and what they've been through, and by being kind in our actions. By choosing to be good-hearted, we not only follow Stoic teachings better, but also help make a world that's kinder and more peaceful. We become people who make good changes, helping others, and building a sense of togetherness. To sum up, not caring about other people's well-being is a habit that goes against Stoic thinking. By understanding how important it is to empathize and be kind, we can work to stop this habit and start caring more about everyone's well-being. By doing this, we make ourselves better people and help make the world a more moral and caring place. By looking at 8 habits that make us weaker, we've really explored Stoic wisdom and how it can help us beat these habits. We can change all these habits by using Stoic ideas. Stoicism shows us to focus on what's in our power, grow good qualities, and handle tough times with bravery and patience. It tells us to be happy with what's happening now, not worry about others' opinions or having lots of things. Stoicism helps us move beyond what's easy and learn from past mistakes without feeling stuck in regret. As you start to turn your weaknesses into strengths, keep in mind that change doesn't happen quickly. It needs time and hard work. Be gentle with yourself and keep using Stoic ideas in your everyday life. With commitment and the will to keep going, you can stop these habits and lead a life full of purpose, toughness, and peace. Follow Stoic teachings, find peace in yourself, turn complaints into thanks, value being good over having lots of stuff, meet challenges bravely, and move on from the past. By doing these things, you'll start a journey that makes you stronger, wiser, and truly happy. This journey is yours, and you can reach the goal. Make the most of today and change your life with Stoic ideas. Thanks for watching this video. Please let us know what you think in the comments. If this video was useful, give it a like and share it with others who might find it helpful. Remember to subscribe if you haven't yet. We hope you keep following us to learn and grow together.